his appearance here at Tannadice, where he is known so well for some amazing feats.
Now's Britain, he's onside all right. It's not a bad ball, Richard Gough is there.
But could he do it in the light blue jersey this afternoon? Certainly he was in a very strange-looking Rangers side. But we look firstly at the Tangerines.
And there is the Dundee United side, a side that hasn't really settled as well as they normally do. But I suspect there is far too much talent in that team to allow themselves to slide much further. And the Rangers side, and seeing is believing, with so many changes in that team, and of course the absence of Ian Durrant, with Jimmy Nicholl wearing 11 today, Avi Cohen in the side, and of course Richard Gough, who had a rapturous welcome from the Rangers supporters, a man who left this ground 13 months ago, and surely will be in the backbone of the Rangers side for many years to come. And the referee today is Jim McCluskey from Stewarton, a man we've seen on Sports Scene many times before. An all-ticket crowd, the pitch is near perfection, and the very first free kick in exactly 7 seconds. Free kick to Rangers, Eamon Bannon, rather clumsy tackle. And in exactly 7 seconds or something like that, we have the first collision. Touch there by Ali McCoist. Back to McCall, trying to get in for the tackle. There's McCoist, well tackled. Hegarty coming up on him, and McGregor playing in midfield for Rangers today. We have Richard Gough at right back. Jimmy Nicholl seems to be operating right in the middle of the pitch, and Avi Cohen wide on the right. So it is a surprising Rangers formation. We had to wait for a couple of minutes to have a look at that, just to see how they were going to distribute themselves. Mighty header by Roberts. And there is Malpas. What is Malpas? Hoisting it high, that really should be no difficulty to Rangers. Crowd still coming into the ground. Rangers midfield, McCall, McGregor, Jimmy Nicholl and Avi Cohen. Falco, neat little touch that time. Here's McCall. Slight hesitation, that's a very good ball indeed. Cohen is in, and McCoist, really. Well, looks to me as if Ali McCoist has shaded off recently. Certainly, that was a gilt-edged chance as he had at Tynecastle last week. Could have put it anywhere. Roberts is up, and it's well underneath that ball. Roberts, superb in the air. Linesman has his flag up offside again, I think. And onwards to Gough. Goes to McCoist. Cohen can't get that. Gough into it. Now Cohen. But that's a beautiful ball inside. And away by Bowman, excellent play. Will he get it? No. Not quite. There's Cohen on the far side, looking for a little bit of support. Richard Gough. Just a bit too quick, the 1-2. Free kick. Bradford being brought down in something of a sandwich. call plays safe. Call is a very fluid game. There certainly has been some very hard tackling in midfield. It's all been rather negative, and that's a better ball. Once again, it's Roberts behind it, who've been quite outstanding for Rangers in the air. There he is. There he is, Kinnaird. A little bit of a push in the goalkeeper, I would have thought, but Woods isn't too perturbed about that. Picked on by Cohen. Alan McGregor. No offside. Alan McCoist. Falco in the middle. There's McCoist. And he had two players screaming for the ball, but I think probably just as well to have tried that himself. Well, if they do get the touch like that, United in the air, they find all that's happening as the ball is running through to the Rangers goalkeeper. Butcher. Here's Bannon. Ferguson did that very well. Jimmy Nicholl. Should be an easy one for Hegarty. Now Bowman. No offside. Kinnaird driving excellently and did that well. Tries to lay it back. Goff covered up well in the centre of Rangers defence, and that was the first distinct chance that United have had. Built up very well indeed. Good running by Kinnaird from the blind. A troubling ball. And Goff showing his positional sense, being in the right place at the right time. Still in danger, Kinnaird. McGregor. Panicky sort of head at that time. If they can beat this defence in the air, they really will be something special. They've done it. Oh, Nicholl coming right across. That's Goff. Now Kinnaird. That's too strong, but Hegarty is in, and McGregor's there. But the pressure mounts. Neat little run again. And there's Goff. Another corner kick. A minute to half time, and really the first time that Rangers have been on the rack in the match. They'd committed themselves to that, and a lovely little back header that put them under pressure again. However, another corner kick. Play by McGregor, Bowman. And it all ends. And that was an occasion when United should have taken advantage. By Butcher. Pressure still on. Bannon. No, that sort of ball won't trouble Woods. Here's Abiko. To Goff. Rangers wanting to calm it down now. They came through a rough 5 minutes. And there goes the half-time whistle. And I suppose you could say that that effort by Dundee United, which they mounted just before the half-time whistle, was the most exciting part of the game. They might well have got a goal in that kind of situation where they were sending or deciding to send the ball from one side to the other. The cross balls beginning to look as if they might just have been bothering Rangers, but that elusive goal did not come. And a game that's been dominated by some rather negative play, hard play in midfield, I suppose must only improve in the second half. I've got Rangers into a second half, and the very big support this afternoon, crammed in again at Tannadice. Been rather quiet. It's been a thoughtful, elaborate game without any rich scenes running through it. Simply striking the ball downfield, not building up any moves in midfield at all, Rangers. That's a better move. Ferguson, he's got support. McInally, Bannon on the outside. Into the dummy, Ferguson, can he get the shot? Good effort. He hasn't had many opportunities. They've been very close to him, very tight marking. Nice running here by McInally, set up to Ferguson, and watch him dummy by Redford. I think he was going to try and chip it over. Obvious run there by Neri, not covered in Neri's woods. Very good run by Neri. Every now and again in a game he'll do that, he'll bust forward. As witness that famous goal he scored against Brazil. And that time, just his final ball into the penalty area let United down. Falco. Falcone. Here's McCoist. Free kick. I think if Ali McCoist had determined to go after that ball, he might have got it. McCall is there with Cohen. Roberts was coming in. Slightest touch and that would have been in the back of the net. Roberts right down the line. Here's Fleck. Can't keep it in. Looked as if there'd been a touch there, but as Kinnaird, he did that very well, and that's a goal. Ferguson. 15 minutes remaining, and United have broken the deadlock. And the boy who's been the most promising player afield, Paul Kinnaird, really made it on the right. Good running. And he certainly went for his man. And there was Ferguson, that ball going beyond Butcher. And it is very stuffy out there. I think United will be glad to hold on to this. Should be cut off by Jimmy Nicholl. Into Roberts. We're getting a bit careless. Yes, Francis. And the side it goes. That's a lovely ball by Francis, and that is a corner kick. Rangers supporters now trying to lift the side. There's McGregor down, and there's no touch. I think, in fact, the referee said there was a deflection. Well, a corner to Rangers. 8 minutes remaining. It's touched away. We had both Roberts and Goff in there. I think they're trying for the long one. Hegarty did very well. Bannon. The up and under. Jimmy Nicholl. With Monroe. That was not a confident header. McGregor. McCoist. Couldn't bring it down properly. Well, there's a free kick there, and should be no complaint about that. Now Francis. There's nobody beside him. Jimmy Nicholl. Way to Fleck. Here's Goff. Now Francis. That'll be another corner. Rangers really putting the pressure on now, lifted the whole temperature of the play. And pinning United back to defence. Roberts is in. Francis. Didn't quite go for it. There's McCoist, and it drips over. Goal kick. Nicholl not quite getting that. There's Kinnaird. This is a free kick. What was saying, he charged fairly with the shoulder. Touched by Woods, there's Bannon. Bad ball by Bannon, Goff right behind it. Redford! I think that touched the crossbar. I don't think the goalkeeper got to it. Redford looking at the edge of the penalty area. And very good touch there by Woods, and when it came back from Bannon, Bannon sweeping that forward. Just touched. McCall. Oh, that was very cleverly done by McGuinness. Off the top of Roberts, Terry Butcher. Yes, United are continuing to chase and harry, which is quite right. I make it a couple of minutes left. And Nicholl had advanced down the touchline. So it's a throw to Dundee United. Kinnaird. Offside. Rangers have put Richard Goff right down the middle. There's a touch on to McCoist. Now Trevor Francis. And that really should have been put away. And McCoist is missing vital chances. Under a minute remaining. Francis again. There's McCoist, and that was a rather dreadful finish. Over it came, and you'll see that McCoist, in fact, from that neat little touch, in a very good position. We're into injury time. Go to Rangers. That's a free kick. Here's McGregor. On to McCall. Dreadfulness. Rangers moves, frittering out. Roberts. And Monroe stood still. And there goes the final whistle. That single goal by Ian Ferguson giving Dundee United both points. Deservedly so. They took their chances. There weren't all that many in the game. But when they did, in it went. That's the man who won the match.
Well, Dundee United deserved the 2 points simply because they took their chance in a game where there were few chances. And Rangers, playing virtually with 8 defenders, looked as if they were going to be totally impregnable. And then they got that little glimpse of goal. And Ferguson, of course, a very deadly player in the penalty area. And he notched the 2 points for the home side. I thought young Paul Kinnaird, by the way, who was at the root of that goal, was quite outstanding today. He was always threatening to do that sort of thing. For Rangers, well, the midfield never got going today. I realise it was an improvised one, but as Graham Souness said eventually, after the game, he thought he had the players to win the match. Graham Roberts was quite superb, both in the air and on the ground. I thought he was a little frustrated at the efforts of some players up front, including Ali McCoist, who had 2 gilt-edged chances, as he did last week, and put them away. He's going into a little down trough at the moment, but I'm quite sure he'll work himself back out of it. One delighted man, of course, was Jim McLean, who's not had the best start to the season you could ever have, but I put it to him that he badly needed that result.
Well, I said before the game that what we needed was a victory over one of the bigger teams, and they don't come any bigger than Rangers.
What was worrying you about the start you've had to this season?
The biggest worry for me was the attitude of the players, and it really is ridiculous that I should moan about my players, because really they're the reason that I'm still in the game.
Is there anything in the fact, Jim, that you really drained yourselves last season playing in a number of games? They're only human beings after all. It would be very silly not to say that they've not had an adverse reaction.
Yeah, and also I think 5 of them had to go with the Scotland team after the UEFA Cup final. But let's look at it another way. Was it not a good springboard to go for greater efforts this season? But beyond any shadow of doubt, there was a real apathy in the club early season when players were looking about and blaming everything else and looking for help. And at the end of the day, I felt that we've been getting what we deserved, which really were ordinary performances, deserved ordinary results.
Well, do you think you deserved the 2 points today?
I have no doubts that I think that we deserved the 2 points today. If there was going to be a winner, I honestly thought that Dundee United deserved to win.
Where were the strengths of your side today?
Well, I think I spent a lot of time before the game not talking about the normal passing and getting the ball. I think the strengths were, without doubt, they competed first and foremost, and they matched Rangers in every department, because they've quite a good few competitors when you consider Gough, Roberts and Butcher in particular. But the team they had out today, they had more competitors than normal, because you usually have the likes of Davy Cooper and Francis, who really are creative players.
Well, your young boy Paul Kinnaird did very well. I mean, he really brought the goal about, and in fact he was threatening to do that the entire game.
Well, again, I thought that he could cause problems for the boy Monroe, but we changed him through the middle because we weren't getting enough movement through there. But eventually when we moved him back there, he did very well.
Mark Hughes, it was a very defensive game. I mean, the whole nature of the game today was, and when I say defensive, a lot of excellent tackles in midfield. It looked a bit negative at times. Either of you were scared of losing the match?
Well, make no mistake, I don't mind who knows it, but we definitely were in a situation that the first and foremost thing for us today was not to lose the game. And I think we won it because we competed really, really well. And far too often, all I talk about is getting the ball, passing it and movement, and that's all we do in training all the time. They're not even allowed to tackle. But make no mistake, at the moment, the way we've been playing, we've not been competing and we've not been playing well. So we had to go back to the basics of ensuring that the other team wasn't going to be playing well.
Now look, Jim, I'm very loath to ask you about secrets, but tell me the secret of your diet. You've lost a lot of weight since I last spoke to you.
Well, unfortunately, that's the worst bit about today's result, actually, because I'm very superstitious and I had to go for a 30-minute jog before the game at about 12 o'clock. So every home game in future, you'll see me pounding along the streets of Dundee. But
and waste away to nothing.
Well, as long as we keep winning, I'll be quite happy to do that. But really, the result of the losing weight, I felt a lot better with it. It was really ridiculous the way I'd let myself go. Contrary to what people believe, managers only exercise their tongue. They don't really exercise their body enough.
As if life for a manager isn't hard enough, taking up jogging as well really is a masochist, is he not?